Welcome to the Local Agency Client Finding app, Agency Client Finder Updates, your local lead generation tool for getting new clients.
Hi guys, I just wanted to push this video out to you with some updates and changes that we've made to Agency Client Finder. Since the launch, we've had lots of feedback from the people using it, and we've tried to update the system and add in the extras that people have been asking for. So just put this video out, try and keep it as short as possible just to go through basically the updates that we've done. First of all, I'm just going to look at the dashboard, and you can see a normal standard dashboard layout. What you will notice is that in the accessibility column now there's a reading, well this one there is now, it's at 83%, 83%, 78%. This is a WCAG, that's the accessibility, disability accessibility requirements for websites now. And if we actually click this WCAG box up here and run the analyze all websites and campaigns, so this will just run through all of them and get this normally gets the basic data, but while it runs the basic data such as emails, etc., it also now does an accessibility check, and you'll see the percentage. So obviously 100% will be absolutely fine, and any lesser percentage won't be. And if you hover over them, you'll see it's got some details. So it's 90% one here, you've got 90% passed, it's found 2 additional errors, a contrast error and 20 warnings, and readability a 3rd grade. If I go to that 78 there, it says it's test pass 78, 22 errors, 1 contrast error, 21 warnings, readability 6th grade. So it gives you a general overview of what it is. It's a relatively quick check, but it gives you a general idea if you've got ones that are out of whack. And you can run a full test on it, of course. If I go to this one and click that, it will do the full wave web accessibility evaluation tool test, and you can look in the details here and you can see exactly what that is. So you'll find out exactly visually what's wrong with the site. This is new now, as I say, all automated. There is an accessibility check inside via Google Insights, but this one now does a separate check on the outside to give you some idea what's going on. We've also, if I go to campaigns and add places, you'll see that we have added a number of countries. We originally were just UK and US. But now you'll see we've got US, UK, we've got Australia, New Zealand and Canada, so most of the English-speaking countries, or the primary English-speaking countries. What I've also done, we normally get our data from Google. You can now also obtain the Yellow Pages data. Now Yellow Pages data is pretty good because it gives you better information from things like hospitality, so hotels, restaurants, cafes, and even some odd things like florists, etc. Rather than Google, Yellow Pages in some cases will give you better data, better results. So that's an option in there now. I'm just going to go to settings for a second. Now we use an API. We create the free Scraper account API. That's changed slightly. It's just to make it clear that you do not need the API. You can manually do this process. It's very, very simple and very, very quick. But if you do use the API, take the free one, it will give you a few thousand credits a month. Because Google takes more credits to search than Yellow Pages, you effectively get, initially when you sign up, you'll get 200 free searches on Google, or the equivalent of 200 free searches on Google, and then each month you get 40 searches. But if you search in Yellow Pages, you get initially the equivalent of 5,000 searches, and every month from then on you get another 1,000 searches. So you can do an awful lot more Yellow Pages searches than you can Google using the API. So if you're somebody who's really desperate to use the API, then Yellow Pages kind of is the way to go. It gives you a lot more searches. But as I said, just be aware that you don't need an API at all to make this system work. It's completely usable without the API. Okay, let's just go back to dashboard again. I'm just going to look into the open view. So, we can click any of these and we get an open view. So a individual view of that business and all the various settings and stuff that we've done there. And I've just added a nice simple thing, which is a next and previous button. So rather than keep going back to the dashboard to pull these up, we can literally step through. So this is the first one, affordable electrical. We can step to next, and we can literally just step through these one at a time. Okay, and we can come back as well using the previous button. So it just makes it easier to step through and actually look all this data. Just speeds things up quite a lot. It's very convenient. Also, the customer reviews. There was an API for the customer reviews. We've now got rid of that, and we generate these in-house. So we've got unlimited number of customer reviews that you can now create. You can just create them to your heart's content. content now. There is no limit to the amount of reviews you can create. So if I just go through next here a moment, go through and find where I haven't got, there we are. So we haven't got a custom review in this one, GW Electrical. So we build the customer report, and there we go. We can edit this, of course. Let's just generate that report, custom report generated. Okay, and there we are, it's generated. I can click that and just see the full size. So we can now generate as many of those as you want. That's nice and simple. So let's just go back to Open View and just go back to the dashboard again, and talk about the email systems for the moment. So if I go to manage emails, to manage the emails, there's a couple of important things here we've updated. So I'll just take you through the templating first. So at the moment you'll be familiar with the templates 1 and 2, which are now calling the legacy templates, and they are there simply for people who have campaigns already running using those templates. And so I've left those in. I will remove those at some point, but for the moment you can use them. Any new campaigns, you should use templates 3 or 4 where it says new editor. The reason it says new editor is because we have a brand new editor. So rather than a kind of manual process for editing and putting new lines in and stuff, we've now got a full point and click text editor for emails 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if I take this new editor template 4, this is the one that actually gives you 100% control of everything. So you literally control everything that's going on now in that email. So load the templates. So I need to select that number 4 and it will load a default template for you. We'll say that it's completely editable. So I click the load the default template, save templates, and as I say, it's all just a basic template of a few words, an image and a follow-up and a few words after that. Again, we've still got a body separated by the body tags, and the other default tags for names and consultant names will auto fill in as usual, just as they did before. But because it's now a complete editor, we can literally insert and take away images. So I've got this image, I could resize the image that's in there. I could, let's just delete that image for me because I don't actually want that. So let me put another image in and put another image in there, and then we can center things. And I can also put a link in here, and I can put whatever I want. So this is like an image that looks like a little video, if you like, and therefore I can link this to a video. So I can literally put something in here like click below to view video, and I can say I've got the full editor, so I can center that, bold that, and even change the color to something a bit livelier. There we are. That's the header or the subject line, and I can change the size of that to large or something. So as we do this, if I now go and save the emails, you'll see that over here you'll get what the email actually looks like. Okay, now there was a number 3 editor there, and that's similar to the legacies 1 and 2. The 3 editor is like equivalent to 1 if you like, and that enables you to add in your customer reports and your booking strategy, phone call link, etc. So you can turn those on and off as normal. So I've left those in because obviously one of the big users of this are to send out these reports and try and get this strategy call, but not everybody wants to do that. Some people want to use it differently. So by using number 4, you can literally do anything you like. Okay, so that's all sorted. Your the legal bits will still be tagged on the bottom, of course, for all emails as required. Also, we have added a test button. So whatever email you've got selected here, 1, 2, 3 or 4, if you click send, it will send this email, and it will send it to the actual account. So I just go to settings. It'll send it to the email that you've set up in the Gmail account here. Now, it doesn't technically have to be a Gmail account if you're using something else. I'll just cover that in a second, but that's where it'll be sent to. So whenever you send a test, that will go to you so that you can actually look at it and see exactly what the email looks like. We also have the options to use SMTP, and that means that you can use the SMTP relays like SendGrid and some of the others that allow you to send thousands a month free emails, and they send it through their own system, etc., but from your email address. So each of those SMTP networks or the SMTP accounts will give you, you need to set up the account with the SMTP, like SendGrid, you have to set that up with them, and you'll need to get the details from them, and the details you'll need is obviously the from address, the SMTP host or server name, the port they're using, and the username and password. Now I've got SendGrid in here a moment, and SendGrid actually have flipped from the normal username and password to their API key and the word API key as the username. For most of the others, I think you'll find that will be the your email address in the SMTP username and the passwords, and that will be what comes from whatever SMTP relay that you're using. The full instructions will be with them, of course. You just need to fill the holes in and it will work perfectly. So if you put an SMTP in, it will overwrite, or it won't then use this Gmail account. So starting off, in order, you put a Gmail account in, all emails, no matter what the campaigns are, will go to the Gmail account. If you put the full SMTP in, then all emails will go through the SMTP account and not the Gmail account. And that's why you can, at that point, you can add in here a different address, even a Hotmail address or whatever you wanted, because it won't be being used to send mails. It'll only be used to receive your test mail. So whatever you set up in settings will be for your whole Agency Client Finder account and all the campaigns in it. You can, in fact, if I go back to dashboard and go to manage emails, you'll see in manage emails, you've got the option to put another Gmail address in. This again will override the SMTP and the Gmail address just for this particular campaign. So all the emails from here, so if I go to this campaign manager, so all these emails, if I fill in a Gmail account here and save it off, then this is where your emails will be sent from, just for this particular campaign. But all other campaigns will use the default emails, either the SMTP or the original Gmail set in settings. Okay, I'm going to finish the video up here. Just wanted to show you the updates that we've done and some of the things that you can now use to make life easier or better for yourself whilst using Agency Client Finder.